Imagine this. You're standing at the threshold of your golden years, peering into a future where the simple act of tying your shoes or cooking dinner feels like climbing a mountain. Have you ever wondered what your life will look like when the strength you've relied on for decades begins to fade? For so many, the creeping fear of aging alone or wrestling with everyday tasks casts a shadow over what should be a time of peace and reflection. The mind leaps to a stark image, a nursing home with its sterile walls and rigid schedules, looming as the inevitable endgame. But what if I told you that this doesn't have to be your story? There are vibrant, empowering alternatives, pathways that let you hold on to your independence, your dignity, and the life you've built, all while weaving a safety net of support around you. In this journey we're about to embark on, I'll unveil 5 powerful practical strategies that countless others have embraced to sidestep the nursing home trap and age with confidence. These aren't distant dreams or flimsy theories. They're real, tested solutions that can reshape how you envision your future. So if you're someone who cherishes autonomy but feels the weight of what aging might bring, settle in. These 5 methods could be the key to unlocking a life of freedom and fulfillment, tailored to your terms. Let's dive in. Number 1, home-based care assistance. Picture yourself in the heart of your home, the worn armchair where you've read countless books, the kitchen counter scratched from years of family meals, the walls echoing with memories. Now imagine needing a little help to stay there, not because you're frail, but because you're wise enough to know when to lean on support. Home-based care assistance is like an invisible hand, lifting the burdens of daily life while letting you remain the master of your domain. Too often, people assume that needing help with chores or personal care means surrendering to a facility, trading familiarity for fluorescent lights in shared rooms. But that's a myth worth shattering. With home-based care, you invite just the right amount of assistance into your world. Whether it's a friendly face popping in to sweep the floors and whip up a meal, or a steady presence helping with bathing and dressing when mobility wanes. The beauty of this method lies in its flexibility. Maybe you're someone who only needs a few hours a week, someone to tackle the laundry that's piling up, or drive you to the market for fresh produce. Or perhaps you're at a stage where full-time care feels right, with a caregiver who becomes a quiet partner in your routine. Take Frank, a 78-year-old retired teacher with a shock of white hair and a laugh that still fills a room. After his wife passed, the silence of his home grew heavy. Cooking became a chore, and the grocery store felt miles away. At first, Frank balked at the idea of help. Pride whispered that it was a sign of weakness, but his daughter, seeing the strain in his eyes, nudged him toward a part-time caregiver. Now, with just a few hours of support each week, Frank's days have transformed. He's free to tinker in his garden, savoring the scent of damp earth, or lose himself in a novel without the nagging worry of undone tasks. His caregiver, a cheerful woman named Lisa, knows just how he likes his coffee and respects his need for quiet mornings. For Frank, this isn't dependence, it's liberation. And here's the kicker. Home-based care isn't just about convenience. It's a shield against the silent threats that stalk older adults. Falls from overreaching, exhaustion from pushing too hard, or the slow creep of isolation. A caregiver can spot a wobbly step before it turns into a tumble, ensure you're eating more than toast and tea, and offer a warm conversation that keeps loneliness at bay. You can hire privately, tapping into a network of trusted professionals, or explore agencies that match you with trained aides. There are even government programs and nonprofits that step in if finances are tight, tailoring support to your income and health. The trick is finding someone who fits, like a puzzle piece slotting into your life. Someone who gets your quirks, honors your routines, and makes help feel like a gift, not a burden. For Frank, it's meant more dinners with friends and fewer nights staring at the TV. If the thought of aging alone tugs at you, home-based care might just be the bridge to a future where you thrive, not just survive. Number 2, community-based senior programs. Now let's step outside your front door and into the heartbeat of your neighborhood. Aging well isn't just about 4 walls. It's about staying woven into the fabric of life, connected and alive with purpose. Too many older adults dread the day they can't manage everything solo, picturing a nursing home as their only lifeline. But there's a richer option: community-based senior programs, a tapestry of resources designed to cradle you in your own home while keeping you engaged with the world. These programs are like a village rising around you, offering everything from hot meals delivered to your doorstep to a ride to the doctor or a lively afternoon of laughter at a senior center. Think of a senior center as a bustling hub, a place where the air hums with chatter, where you might join a yoga class that eases your stiff joints or a book club that reignites your love for a good story. Instead of days blurring into lonely monotony, you're trading jokes with new friends over a card game or learning to paint, the brush trembling slightly in your hand, but guided by a patient instructor. Then there's Meals on Wheels, a godsend for anyone whose kitchen has become a battlefield. Imagine the relief of a knock at the door, a steaming plate of chicken and vegetables handed over with a smile. No more wrestling with a stubborn can opener or worrying if you're getting enough nutrients. And transportation, it's a game changer. When driving fades from your repertoire, these services, shuttles, volunteer drivers, discounted rides, keep you moving, whether it's to a doctor's appointment or a grandchild's recital. Take Margaret, a 77-year-old widow with bright eyes and a quiet strength. After she hung up her car keys, her world shrank. Church Sundays and book club nights, once the pulse of her week, slipped away. She hated asking her kids for rides, feeling like a weight on their busy lives. Then she stumbled across a local senior transportation program. Now a cheery driver named Tom picks her up in a sleek van, whisking her to fitness classes where she stretches alongside giggling peers, or to the library where she debates novels with her club. Margaret's not just getting around, she's blooming. Beyond the practical, these programs weave in companionship, volunteers who drop by for a chat, or respite care that gives family a breather while keeping you steady. It's not about upheaval, it's about enriching the life you've already built. If this resonates with you, drop number 2 in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. Number 3, co-housing or shared living arrangements. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this: a home filled with the soft clatter of dishes, the murmur of voices over morning coffee, the quiet comfort of knowing you're not alone. Jing doesn't have to mean a solitary existence or a sterile room in a care facility where someone else dictates your day. Co-housing or shared living arrangements offer a third path, one where independence and companionship intertwine like vines on a trellis. It's not about giving up your freedom. It's about crafting a life where you're surrounded by people who lift you up, friends, family, or kindred spirits, while keeping the reins firmly in your hands. At its core, co-housing is a deliberate choice to share space and support. Maybe it's moving in with a longtime friend, splitting the rent and the chores, or joining a small community of seniors who live in private homes but gather in a common kitchen for meals. Unlike assisted living, where staff hover and schedules rule, this is a partnership. Everyone pitches in, whether it's watering the garden or cooking a pot of soup. The financial perks are undeniable. Shared bills mean your savings stretch further, easing the strain of rising costs. But the real treasure lies deeper. Loneliness, that silent thief of joy, loses its grip when you're sharing stories over dinner or laughing at a bad movie with a housemate. Consider Richard, a 75-year-old retired firefighter with a gravelly voice and hands still strong from years of service. After his wife passed, his days unraveled into a gray haze, hours lost to the TV, the house too quiet without her humming. His daughter, sensing his drift, floated an idea: why not team up with his old buddies, Tom and Ed, who were in the same boat? They found a modest house with a wide porch, split the mortgage, and turned it into a haven. Now Richard's mornings start with the smell of Ed's pancakes, afternoons fade into card games with Tom, and evenings hum with projects, fixing a leaky faucet or planting herbs out back. He's not just surviving, he's alive again, tethered to a purpose he had almost forgotten. Co-housing comes in flavors to suit your taste. Some choose family, a daughter and her kids moving in, blending generations with love and mutual care. Others join established communities, clusters of cottages with shared spaces for movie nights or potlucks, yet private corners for solitude. Privacy isn't sacrificed, it's redefined. You decide how much to share, your space, your time, your heart. For Richard, it's meant rediscovering his knack for storytelling, his deep laugh echoing through a home that's no longer an empty shell. If you crave connection but dread isolation, co-housing could be your canvas, a way to paint a future where you're both supported and sovereign. Number 4, buying in place home modifications. Now let's step back into your own home, not as it is, but as it could be. Your house isn't just bricks and mortar, it's a scrapbook of your life. The creaky floorboard you've cursed for decades. The window where sunlight spills just right. Aging in place isn't about clinging to the past. It's about molding that space to cradle you as your needs shift. Too many seniors leave their homes not by choice, but because stairs turn treacherous or bathtubs become slick traps. With the right modifications, though, your home can evolve with you, safe, comfortable, and yours. Start with the bathroom, a room that can feel like a gauntlet as the years pile on. Picture swapping that high-step tub for a walk-in shower, its glass door glinting under soft light, a sturdy grab bar within reach. Non-slip tiles replace the old linoleum, cool underfoot and forgiving if you stumble. Then there's the rest of the house, mobility's quiet allies. A stair lift hums gently, carrying you up to the bedroom where you've slept for 40 years. Or a ramp at the front door welcomes you back from a walk. Widened doorways let a walker glide through, and furniture rearranged opens a clear path, banishing the clutter that once tripped you up. Technology joins the dance. Voice-activated lights flicker on with a word. A medical alert pendant rests lightly against your chest, ready to summon help if you falter. But it's not all about safety. It's about dignity, too. Shirley, an 81-year-old widow with a quick wit and a love for baking, nearly gave up her home when the stairs grew daunting. Her kitchen, once alive with the scent of cinnamon rolls, felt out of reach. Instead of packing up, her son stepped in, installing a stair lift that whirs like a faithful steed and lowering the counter so she can knead dough without strain. Now, Shirley's back at her stove, oven dusted with flour, her home a sanctuary once more. These tweaks, handrails, better lighting, a smart thermostat you can nudge from your chair, aren't just fixes. They're lifelines threading comfort and control through your days. If this strikes a chord, toss number 4 in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Number 5, hiring a living companion or exchange program. Finally, let's linger on a truth too often overlooked. Aging can be as much an emotional marathon as a physical one. The quiet of an empty house, the weight of small tasks piling up, the ache of solitude, they can dim even the brightest spirit. But what if your home could hum with life again, not just through help, but through connection? Hiring a living companion or joining an exchange program brings someone into your orbit, someone to share the load and the laughter, all while keeping you rooted where you belong. A living companion isn't a nurse barking orders. They're a roommate with a purpose. Maybe they cook dinner, the sizzle of onions filling the air, or run errands while you rest. In exchange programs, it's even more symbiotic. Seniors offer a spare room at low cost to a student or young professional who returns the favor with chores or a ride to the pharmacy. Take Walter, an 82-year-old former mechanic with grease-stained memories and a wry smile. After losing his wife, the house felt like a museum, silent, still, overwhelming. Through a home-sharing program, he met Mark, a 28-year-old grad student with a quick laugh and a knack for fixing things. Mark gets a cozy room. Walter gets help with the yard, a lift to the doctor, and a chess partner who doesn't let him win too easily. The magic isn't just in the tasks, it's in the moments. Walter's swapping stories about carburetors while Mark teaches him to text emojis, their banter a balm against loneliness. Studies back this up. Social ties sharpen the mind, steady the heart, push back the shadows of isolation. You can tailor it, hire a pro through an agency, or find a match via a local program. The key is fit. Someone who vibes with your rhythm, respects your space, and makes your home feel alive. If you long for both help and heart, this could be your spark. Final thoughts. As we close this journey, take a breath and reflect. Which of these 5 paths, home care, community programs, co-housing, home mods, or a companion lights a fire in you. Aging isn't a surrender. It's a chance to shape a life that's still yours, rich with dignity and choice. These aren't just options. They're tools to build a future where you call the shots. Drop a comment with what hit home or how you'll weave this into your plans. I'd love to hear your voice. If this moved you, subscribe, share. Your support fuels more stories like this. Thanks for being here. See you next time.